In this video, I'm going to show you how to customize the Finder window and also give you some tips on how to add navigation items that will make it easier for you to get from point A to point B. The first thing I want to take a look at is the toolbar across the top of the Finder window. You'll see in my case I have quite a few items here. These icons allow me to view folders and files in either a icon view, a list view, column view, or the quick look. I like to use the column view. I also have icons that allow me to perform different tasks. For example, this gear actions allows me to add a new or create a new folder or do other items, arrange, duplicate, burn, and so forth. And you'll see over to the right hand side here I have different icons for applications, for files or a web page, even a folder. These are added by drag and drop. I can easily take a file, any file, and drag it, and as I hover over the title bar you'll see a plus sign appear, and as I hold it you'll see that the icons that are already here will move over, allowing me to just drop that item into that location. Now the item is not physically moved there. It's like you're creating an alias. Once this file icon is in the toolbar, if you double click on it, it will open up that file, launch that application, and open that file so that you can see what it is. If it's a folder, I click on the folder. I'm already in that folder. I'll click on the folder and you'll see that it'll show me the contents in the Finder window. Another way you can customize the toolbar is to go to the View menu and select Customize Toolbar, and that will bring up a pull-down sheet that will show you the different functionality that you can add to your toolbar. For example, navigation arrows that I'm going to show you later, you can add those. You can add path, arrange, the different views if you don't have them already on there. And as you see, different functionality, search field, quick look field, or you can also just drag some of these presets of icons into the toolbar so that you can use them. You can also set how you view items in the toolbar. For example, here at the bottom in the Show menu, you can select icon and text, and once you do that you can see that my toolbar then gets very long because it shows the text underneath each icon. You can have it just show the icon, or you can have it show the text only. Again, I prefer icon. And to add any one of these icons, you do the same thing. You drag and drop. So I can take, for example, the labels item, and I can take this and drag it here. You'll see the icons move, you'll see the plus sign, and then you just release and it's added to the toolbar. Once you're done, you select Done, and the sheet will close and you are out of the editing mode for customizing the menu. You also have the option to take items and drag them out of the toolbar. To remove an item from the toolbar, you can either go back to the View menu, back to Customize Toolbar, and you can then drag an item out. Or, if you don't want to take those extra steps, you can just hold down the Command key and drag an item out of the toolbar, and it will just disappear. More customization can be added to the Finder window by going to Finder and choosing Preferences. And from the Finder Preferences, if you start in the General category, you can see that you can show certain items on your desktop, like hard disk, external drives, and CDs, DVDs, iPods, and so forth. If you've ever worked with someone who's new to their laptop, or if you are new to your laptop, you may notice that I'm going to click this, uncheck this hard disk. You may notice that your hard disk is not over at the top right of your computer. It's missing. And if you want to see it, you have to come into Finder, select Preferences, and then go under General and choose Hard Disk so that you can see your hard disk over to the right hand side. I see so many new people who are new with laptops don't know that their hard disk is not visible. Apple did hide it to try to keep people out of it, but sometimes there is legitimate reason to get in there. So if you want to see it all the time, this is where you show that. With the labels category, tag your labels so that the colors mean something. For example, I have red set to mean deletion. So whenever I see an item on my within my folder structure and it's set for or set in the red color, that means that I intend on deleting this item at some point. So I color code it according to my different needs. Also, in the Finder Preferences, you can select the Sidebar category so that you can set what items actually show up in the sidebar. And the sidebar is this area on the left-hand side of the Finder window. You can reorder these sections. You have the devices section, you have favorites, and shared can also pop up. You can reorder these sections by just holding your mouse button down and dragging them. You see that I can drag this to a different location, but I'm going to leave it back at the top because in Lion, devices were at the bottom. In Mountain Lion, you were given the flexibility to relocate these back to the top or wherever you wanted to put them. So mine are at the top. So these are the items that you can see on the sidebar that you can check or uncheck them. If I deselected all my files is now missing from favorites. If I checked that box again, all my files comes back, and I can then even reorder it to the location I prefer. So I'm going to leave it there. And under the advanced category, you see that you can select to show all file name extensions and warnings and so forth. So just another way for you to add customization. Often while working in a Finder window using column view, I'll find that my Finder windows are not equal spaced columns, and in some cases some text will be truncated and I don't see all of the title. In some cases I'll see more window space than I need to see. There are several ways that you can work with this. I am going to go down to the bottom of any column and double click on it, and what it will then do is make the width of the column only as wide as the largest text title. So if I come over here, double click, and that title is longer. If I double click on this column, it reduces the amount of space needed because the text titles are shorter, and I can do the same here. So that's one way to see more content in your Finder window just by double clicking on the bottom of the columns. Now another tip, if I hold down my Command key while I'm dragging a column, it resizes the column to the left. The columns to the right maintain their size, but only the column to the direct left of the column that I'm dragging will resize. But if I hold down my Option key while I'm dragging the columns, all of the columns will resize to the width that I settle upon. And one good thing about that, if I then create a new window, those columns are taking on that same aspect. You'll see that all of the columns are the same width, and if I drag this one out a little further, it should then follow the same width as well. I hope you find these tips useful. Next time, I'll show you a few more tips on navigating through the Finder.